one, she is not a good woman anymore if she gets a little overweight, and you as a man
My
have
daddy was
said
not my daddy. I'm
have
sorry.
said to her that she's getting overweight and she needs to do something about it, but she decided to argue with you. I'll say it that way. Now she's no longer being that good woman. The same context Shan used, the man is no longer a good man once he has disrupted his home
The
with
protection.
his infidelities. Once that has penetrated your home, you are no longer doing what you're supposed to do as a man. Just like she's no longer behaving like a good woman should when she's trying to argue with you because she's gained a little weight and didn't want to take your advice to to stay the woman that you needed her to be. Now, in both scenarios, it's not necessarily that you are no longer a good man or no longer a good woman because you gained weight and you cheated. It's what happened after that that created the situation where you lose that title. And as a reformed cheater, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: men, if you are cheating, you are not a good man. You got to at least be upfront, honest, and open about your lifestyle. And if she chooses to accept it, cool. That means you're not cheating. And I just wanted to go ahead and
I
say that.
completely disagree with that. I was understanding you, like you told me earlier. I was rocking with you, whether I agree with you or not. But that last statement, you done lost your mind. So
Well,
I
so
mean,
this
let me
is
tell
the
you,
podcast real fast. I think that okay, so for example, there's women who feel like okay, they're they don't mind being in a polygamous relationship. There are
mm,
women like me who don't mind, like as long as my rules are a little different. And there are women who are strict, like listen, I have a no cheating policy. If my
mhm,
man cheat, you have to know what you're dealing with, right? Just like men have different rules. Some men don't care about weight. Some men don't care about cooking. Some men don't care about a lot of stuff, right? So you have to find out what works for your mate. There are so many different. That's one thing about it. We're not all the same. Okay. But when you get in a situation and you don't know your mate, and for example, her heart, she has a problem with you cheating, and you keep on pushing that boundary, and she loves you, she's trying to stick in there with you. To her, you may be a bad man because I've already told you I don't deal with cheating, and you keep doing it to me. And you already know that that is my trigger, just like there may be triggers that you may have, right? So you
mhm.
have to know what you're dealing with. So if you have a problem, if your advice is, I can't have one woman, you may need to think about talking to somebody who's okay with polygamy. You know what I'm saying? That kind of relationship. You may need to think about somebody who's okay with, who's a little bit more, who got rules. But if I don't know, those are the people you. The problem is when you try to bring somebody who's not down with what your cause is into a situation, and you keep pushing her boundaries. That's not fair to her. You understand what I'm saying? So you just the
Yeah.
whole thing is get to know your partner, see what their hard nose are in all of these, and you move forward because you guys are compatible, or you can't go forward with that person. If you know that you can't give up other coochie, don't go with her because she can't give up the fact that she don't want her man cheating, and that's just not fair.
Because she's
And
selfish.
Beans, the context of what I'm saying is, and I think we all will agree with this. Are you a man if you don't stand on your word? Are you a man if you over here lying?
Yes, you're
If
still a man.
not, you are not a good man if you don't stand on your word, because that's what we got as men. We have our word, and if you over here lying to some chick or your chick, you're not standing on your word. You
Mhm.
can't be a good man if you don't stand on your word and you out here lying. Period.
So, without using any extremes, again, the way I see it, just the simplified version is like the 80-20 rule, right? Part of that 20 could be that you cheating. Part of that 20 could be that you lying, but you still got the other 80. So and this is my problem with what we do with men. Oh, he don't do that? He ain't no real man. He ain't 6 feet tall. He don't make 6 figures. He ain't no real man. He can't make her come just by looking at her. He ain't no real man.
Well, that's
Everything
no
comes
real
down to you
bitch out
not
here.
being a damn real man. I'm not never going to
You
subscribe myself or
exaggerating.
any of my commentary to that narrative. Now, does that mean I said earlier that I'm not a fan of cheating? But at the same time, I do make caveats for niggas that whose women put them in sexless relationships, particularly sexless marriages where there's kids involved. Right. So then I'll make a caveat for those guys. I don't want to hear about it, but I understand why you're doing what you're doing. So
So,
that's why I'm saying you're not going to get to tell me that people aren't
so
good
two,
anymore because they have this one or two vices or
two,
dysfunctions.
two things I just want to mention. Number one, when you say real man, that sounds like some kind of woman definition, and I don't allow women to define men under any circumstance. They can kiss my ass on that, and I've stood on that one. The number two thing that I do want to mention, if you are a man in a sexless relationship or a sexless marriage, and you haven't had those conversations with a woman and you have to go behind her back and lie, like, what kind of man are you? Like, yo, hey, baby, you're not giving me none. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and go get me some. If she want to leave, she can leave, or if she want to let you bust it down, she let you bust it down. But the end of the day, you got to keep it 100. Like, and I think personally, to me, that's part of being a good man. I didn't say real man. I'm saying good man.
I know. I addressed that.
Honesty is the a big factor. If you gotta lie, if you have to lie, there is no way, in my opinion, and I know that we all have varying opinions. There's no way, in my opinion, you can be a good man if you gotta lie about what you're doing.
Yo, men have to lie just by being in relationships with women all the time. You cannot be.
I don't agree with that.
This is absolutely true, right? The fact of the matter is, there could be a woman who looks better than your woman, and if your woman said, "Babe, does she look better than me?" you wouldn't say yes, right?
Actually, I would.
Okay, cool. So let me not. When I say you, I don't
ask you that though.
wait. When I
She
say
identified that she was
I
beautiful
wouldn't even say
already.
that. I would have
again,
been like, why would you ask me that question?
okay, you
If
would.
have to
HD,
ask
wait,
me
wait,
that question. You already know the answer to this
wait.
question.
Just really quickly, please, y'all. When I'm speaking, I'm not talking about you. So
You're
everybody
right.
gonna
You're right. You speak general. That's my bad.
everybody gonna always say they different. No matter what you say, they different. They ain't never like nothing that you ever say. I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about 51% of people or more, right?
Shit,
51%
12 years ago, I would have lied.
See,
lie,
both men and women lie. With
right?
12 years ago, I would have lied. This version of me, ain't no way.
But
But I
this
understand
what
what
I'm
you
saying.
mean, general.
But this is what I'm saying, AP. If we creating the scenarios, right, then I have to create the scenario. I'm only creating the scenario where I'm saying this is the part where I will excuse it. And that's because here's the thing. She's lying. What woman do you think get in a relationship and says, yeah, babe, we're going to end up in a sexist relationship at some point. I'm going to be denying you. None of them.
child, she
Right?
lying every time. Never mind.
But why?
But
Why isn't he having the
right
conversation?
now what I'm doing, well, hold on, AP.
I'm
Right now
not
what I'm
doing
doing
it.
is I'm trying to preserve the home, right? That's important, right? The preservation of the home. So I'm trying to preserve the home. In this case, I have to lie, right? Some of the most successful people in the world are liars. People lie about the income that they make or don't make. People have businesses and lie and say that they lost money on them. People lie and say they was in the military and they got injured and now they getting this so-called wake up money every day. Like, people lie all the time, bro, for different reasons. So, you know, to call it lying, I can agree with you on that, and it'll take something out of you internally to have to lie as a man. So I agree with you on that. But I'm saying kids at the crib, woman at the crib, she don't want to have sex. Hey, I've been in a sexless relationship before, but it wasn't intentional. The girl literally couldn't have sex. And after a year of dealing with that, I was like, now to your point, I did tell her, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. But that was different. Again, it wasn't like she was withholding, right? She had a medical problem that was preventing it. You see what I'm saying? So I was honest with her, you see? But when my baby mama cheated on me, nigga, I went and hit everything in the neighborhood.
Now, see,
You
I'm
cheated everything in
now,
the neighborhood. She cheated on you.
now see, I'm very
Everybody,
different when it.
you cheated on
I'm very different when it comes to.
everybody that say yes.
Yeah, I'm
Y'all,
very different when it
y'all
comes to
was
cheating
two
on
birds.
women.
Y'all should have stayed together.
Nah, she was
Same
trying to cheat for resources. I was cheating for payback.
Y'all both suck.
Oh,
Okay,
you
go
had
ahead.
sex with one dude? Okay, I'm finna have sex with everybody.